It's time to objectify men. Welcome back to class. Lesson 1 for today, objectifying men. I saw Mickey 17 last night. I saw Mickey 17 in the movie theater. First off, I just want to say, every movie I have seen in a movie theater in the past 6 months has been banger after banger. Nosferatu, Wicked, Mickey 17. And they're all movies that were so much better in the theater. If you're not going to the fucking movie theater, go to the fucking movie theater. God damn it. Anyways, I saw Mickey 17 last night. It was so good. It was so good. Robert Pattinson. First off, his fucking accent. His fucking accent was so good. It was an American accent, but it had a hint of Boston-esque in it. Mickey 17's accent. There is another Mickey whose accent is a little different, but the main Mickey's accent was so, I'm like death gripping this fucking microphone. Listen here, and the Lord will come down. What is that church clip? There's a church clip of the guy, he's like, and the Lord took over my bowel. Do you know what I'm talking about? That was my Toad impression. Oh, I guess my Doja Cat doing Toad impression. Anyways, his accent, beautiful. His body, beautiful. Oh my God. How old is Robert Pattinson? He's a dad now. If you didn't know that, him and Suki Waterhouse did have a baby together within the last year. Pattinson, actor. He is 38. Jesus Christ. Robert Douglas Thomas Pattinson is an English actor who rose to fame for his portrayal of Edward Cullen in the Twilight Saga 2008 to 2012. His work has grossed over $4.6 billion globally, and he has been ranked among the world's highest paid actors. In 2010, Time included Pattinson in its list of 100 most influential people in the world, and he was featured in the Forbes Celebrity 100. He was born the 13th of May in 1986. Barnes, London, England. His partner is Suki Waterhouse, 2018 to the present. Engaged. They're engaged. He's also dead. Children, it just says one. No one knows the baby's name. I know they've been very, 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 very secretive of their little baby. Thankfully, as most famous people should be. Completely kind of quiet about their kids. Having another rough hair day, guys. I think it's time to just fucking chop it off. I think it's time to buzz it. I make jokes about that to Sarah, and she always gives me the literal eye where she's like, you could do it. You could buzz it. You do it. You could do it. I just need to get my bangs cut. I just need to get my little bangs cut. I got like the Gorilla's noodle flips in my hair. Anyways, Mickey 17. Oh my God. It was so good. Everything about it. First off, it was way longer than I expected. It was 2 hours and 35 minutes. Super long, but super good. It was a full story with no loose ends at the end. And it was such a relevant movie. Now, the director, who I talked about on the last episode of this not podcast, because it's not a podcast, whatever this is, these yap sessions, he also directed Parasite. I have not seen Parasite. Don't chop my head off, please. I haven't seen Parasite. I'm sorry. I have a lot of movies to catch up on. But I haven't seen Parasite. But apparently Parasite was also like a super relevant based movie. So's Mickey 17. Oh my gosh. As there's some characters where as soon as you see them and you hear them speak, you're like, oh my God. Specifically Mark Ruffalo's character, as soon as he speaks, you're like, Good job. Good performance. You made me want to throw up in my fucking mouth. That was such a good performance. I literally needed to fucking vomit. That's his fucking character. I don't want to give too many spoilers. I'm not going to. But my favorite parts of the movie, there was a really good twist that the trailers don't really allude to that I loved, and it's a really main part of the story, and I love the design of the twist. Very creepy, but also very cool design to one aspect of the movie. Robert Pattinson, incredible. Okay, so if you've seen the trailer and you kind of know the premise of the movie, you know that it's a movie about clones, like multiples. There's like 2 Robert Pattinsons. And CGI, whatever editing they use to have both of him on screen at the same, oh my gosh, movies have come such a long way. I remember back in the early 2000s, clones were, I'm trying to think of a movie or like a TV show where there were clones or like doubles. Like you could always tell who was the real one and who the body double was, like, oh, I can tell that that's someone else's back. You know what I mean? But Mickey 17, can't tell that at all. No, there's Robert Pattinson and his clone on screen right now. That's fucking crazy. Crazy. Also, his acting. His acting is so fucking good. Because the Mickeys are different. They're different. Beautifully different. Beautifully different. I can't. There's one moment where one of the other Mickeys is like a bit angry, a bit fired up, and it's just so fucking good. And if you haven't seen it yet, when you go into it, when I left after the movie, I thought the multiple Mickeys were like I thought they were a metaphor for like the left, which hear me out. I promise I'm not woke mind virus. I promise. They just gave the vibes of like, oh, that's like liberal and that's like left. Okay. And like, if you've seen it or you go to see it, come back here and tell me what you think. Because that's what I thought. I thought that the multiple Mickeys were a really good metaphor for like sane people. And like how like on the left, there's like very complicit, very compliant, very like losers. And then there's like super angry, radical, whatever. I don't know. Also, the movie did a fantastic job of showcasing an incredibly badass black woman. Whoa. Possibly the coolest woman I've seen on the big screen in the movie theater this year. She was so cool. Nasha. That's her name. I won't talk about her too much, but she is shining light in the movie. Absolutely beautiful performance. Loved everything she did, everything she said. Loved it. Yeah, Mickey 17, fucking incredible. And I wasn't Robert Pattinson pilled until Batman. The Batman, and apparently he came out this past week and he said he doesn't know very much about the Batman 2 script or what's going to happen in the story. Oh. Bitch, what do you mean? You should be wrapping editing right now. Batman 2 should be coming out this year, god damn it. I bet we don't get it till like 2028. That sucks. Or maybe early 2027. I don't know. But I was not Robbie pilled until I saw the Batman in IMAX, like the day it came out. Incredible movie. I just wasn't really a Twilight girl. It was kind of, I remember when I was really young, in like kindergarten, I had this music teacher. And this music teacher of mine, was it an older woman? Like gray, short hair. She wore those like wolf t-shirts, like the t-shirts with a wolf on it. And like she walked around with like Southern swag. She had a little twang to her. She'd always talk about her like trailer she lived in, how much she loved it. She was a ginormous Twilight fan. And I remember when the first Twilight came out, she said, I was in like kindergarten, like a little kid. She talked about it for like half of class, about how she went and saw a Twilight movie in one of those movie theaters where the sound was like right by her ears. And I just distinctly remember seeing this very butchy woman in my life just fangirl over Twilight. And it just seemed like such an adult thing to me. I never got into it. I was very much a Harry Potter pilled child. And so was my household. You know, I didn't really have any women close to me or anyone in general who read or appreciated Twilight whatsoever. But now we did a whole Twilight screening in my Discord server a few years back where we watched all the Twilight movies. Loved them. And if I had watched them in high school, I would have thought they were so dumb. But now as a proud, whimsical adult, I appreciate the fucking Twilight movies. Ugh. I also appreciate the Northwest so much. Let me get a peek at those Twin Peaks. I want to live there real bad. I want to retire to the Northwest. If it's still there by my retiring years. Yeah, Robert Pattinson. Loved him as Edward Cullen. Just didn't see him as Edward Cullen until a lot later in life. And that's okay. I'm glad that my first impression of, well, I guess he wasn't Harry Potter. He was Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter. I guess that would have been my first impression of him, which wasn't a whole lot to go off of because it was just one of the Harry Potter movies and very tragic. Spoiler. Spoiler if you haven't seen the fucking Harry Potter movies. Sad ending. He does die in Harry Potter, but he's not in it. He's not in Harry Potter very long. But the Batman, first impression, I love him so fucking much. I don't know. He's goofy. I love me a goofy man. If you see him in interviews, or you just see him on the red carpet, he's fucking awkward. He's socially fucking awkward. And that's hot. That's hot. I love to see a man stutter. I love to see a man be a little shy. Oh yeah. I don't know. You like the movie? Okay, and that's exactly what he is. He's goofy and shy, and that's so cute. Also, Suki Waterhouse, I followed her before they were together because she's a musician. She plays festivals and stuff. She's really cool. She's very beautiful. She's so beautiful. Mickey 17, incredible. It was everything I wanted. I actually really didn't have many expectations going into it, and that's what's so good about a new story movie. Not a fucking reboot, not a remake. It is a new story. And so I had no real expectations besides, I'm going to see Robert Pattinson. Possibly multiple Robert Pattinsons. That's great. Fantastic. And it was incredible. I loved it so much. You should go see it. See it in the movie theater. See it in the movie theater. One of my big goals for 2025 is to be better about seeing movies in the fucking movie theater. Because the experience is so much better in the movie theater. And the director of Anora won Best Director at the Oscars, and he dedicated his speech to, his speech was about going to the movie theater, supporting your local theaters. Especially after COVID, a lot of local theaters stopped operating. And I know 2 or 3 theaters that I went to as a kid have shut down completely in my neck of the woods in Kansas, which really sucks. Really, really sucks. I didn't know AMC is from Kansas City. Yeah, okay. AMC Theaters, originally Durwood Theaters, was founded in Kansas City, Missouri in 1920 by brothers Maurice Edward and Barney Dubinsky. That's crazy. We have the Nicole Kidman AMC movie theater meme because of Kansas City. Let's fucking go. Also, yeah, I saw that last night before the movie. It was so funny. It's so hard not to laugh when that little preview thing starts. I am once again sipping on an Arizona green tea because it's later in the day, which means I do not need to be drinking my gamer sups right now because it's 4:00. But I am sipping on a fire Arizona green tea. You should, if you need some caffeine in your life, or some granola bars, or some ramen noodles, or some amazing anime waifu booba merch, you should go to gamersubs.com, use code J at checkout, get 10% off whatever you grab. I'm going to recommend I like the waifu shakers a lot. There's a lot of creator shakers as well. My favorite flavors right now are the strawberry lemonade and the just melon. Just melon, all the melon flavors. Raw meat, incredible. International Women's Day was on Friday. Happy International Women's Day, women. I love you. Mwah. Mwah. International Women's Day was removed from the Google calendar, which is pretty darn sad. It's also Women's History Month. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm trying to kind of cultivate more of a space for women. And I guess it depends on which one of my socials you pay attention to the most. But I love women. I love women on the internet so much. I think communities that can cultivate safe spaces for women are very special, unironically, especially when it comes to the streaming space or like the League of Legends space or just the internet space in general. I think you see these really big people, Brittany Broski, Drew Afwalio. They are Dylan Mulvaney. They're as big as they are because they have such broad, big, safe spaces for women. And that means a lot. And those are the girlies that you're seeing on the red carpets and stuff right now. Why? Because they harness such an incredible community of women. And that's just really, really difficult to do, which makes it worth so much more. You know, it makes that kind of reach. If you can reach a broad, if you can reach a large amount of women just by being you, like that's so special. That's so special. Just from your personality. You know what I mean? You can, you can post a booba pic on Twitter and reach an unbelievable amount of men. And that's this is kind of touching base on philosophy problems I've been having over the past year, where it's like there are so many different routes I could take on the internet, but I really want to be known for my personality. You know, and that's coming from someone who I do post scandalous things sometimes, at least once or twice a week. I do have one of those sites where I, get money for how my body looks. And that's all good and fine. But I also want to be known for my personality because I think I have a fantastic personality. And that's kind of been one of the reasons why I'm shifting into this kind of content, this more long form, just talking content, where I just yap for however many minutes. And also a reason I kind of stepped back from streaming was because changing your mindsets like that takes time, takes effort, takes energy. It takes energy to reshape how you think, not only about the internet, but about yourself and how you want to be perceived on the internet. Because that's all the internet is perceiving one another all the time, judging one another all the time, judging. That's the whole internet is just one big judging fest where people just get to judge you and you judge other people. And it's just opinion after opinion and argument after argument. And no one likes being wrong. No one likes learning new things right now. No one likes being in the negative, but sometimes that's a good place to be. And I want to cultivate a community of women. If you're a man listening to this, love ya. Thanks for being here. Really happy you're here. I'm glad I can resonate with men and women and thems and theys and gays and queers. I want to resonate with everybody. But specifically, I have spent a lot of time this past year working on my internalized misogyny, which there's a lot of. I have a lot, or had. I don't know. I don't go to therapy. I've never been to therapy. I went to therapy when I was little, but I don't go now. So I guess, hi therapist, you're my therapist. Listen to me. You're my therapist. Listen to me now. I have internalized misogyny, and it's there because things that happened while I was growing up and the human that raised me and a lot of different factors that went into that. And that's one of those things. It takes time and effort and internal. You have to look, inside and feel like, why do I feel these things? Why do I feel this way towards women in my life? Why do I feel this way towards girls in general? And now I'm finally kind of over some of those humps where it's like, oh, women are so awesome. I love women and I want women to be around me and I want to be around women. And growing up, I was very male centered. I have always had men in my life and men have always been at the forefront for me. The hobbies I had growing up, video games, tomboy, big baggy jean, flat bill hats. I dressed like a boy. I just wanted to be in friend groups with boys. And and there's a lot of things that went into that. I am realizing now at the age of 24 how special a connection to a woman is. Not romantically, not in any weird way. I mean, like an authentic, I care about you as a woman and you care about me. That is so special. And it took me so long to learn that. And it's something that I have now centralized, right? I've centralized women in my life and actively putting effort into getting closer to women. And now I want that to reflect in the content that I make, which is why I put more effort into like this kind of yapping this talking content, this talking, more authentically and what's the word I want to use? Not emotionally, but being a little more vulnerable. I think there's a very toxic masculine thing is like vulnerability is looked at as a weakness amongst a lot of men. But vulnerability as a woman is so freeing. It's so freeing to be able to be vulnerable and be happy about it. It's so nice to be sad and enjoy being sad and realize that it's not a bad thing to experience emotions, look at the emotions from the outside, from the inside, experience the emotions and go through all the phases of emotion. It's so much better than just trying to be a hard brick wall, iron metal suit motherfucker. I know everything. I know what's best. I know. I love being a woman. I just saw a tweet that was like, despite everything, I hope I'm a woman in every life. And like decentralizing men in my life is not something I've thought about much or conquered at all. There's always been like men in my life. But something that has helped me is just reaching out to women in my life more, wanting to hang out with them, wanting to spend time with them. Okay. My SD card was full. So I had to change my card out. But I was talking about women. I love women. I wonder if I'll record one of these and not have to stop filming in the middle. Like, holy shit. I'm such a fucking amateur. And that's okay. Guess what? Part of the creative process is things sucking. Also, I didn't realize how bad my hair looked while I was filming. Guys, I'm so fed up with my fucking hair. Anyways, I love women. Love women a lot. Women are great. If you have a woman in your life, lucky you. Any kind of woman. Doesn't need to be a girlfriend, spouse, whatever. It can be any kind of woman. Remind them that you appreciate them. That's really important. Whether you're a guy or a girl, they, them, tell the woman in your life that you love them and you appreciate them because they need to fucking hear it. Today's Monday. I'm recording this on Sunday, but today is Monday. I hope you're having a great start to your week. I've been seeing some not TikTok drama, like not between anyone specific, but there's this conversation going around TikTok right now about women. We're staying on theme, women. And it's about how their girls sit, if you catch my drift. And apparently someone or a group of men or people commented or have been commenting on girls' TikToks where you can kind of see their girls. And they're saying like they're not supposed to sit that far apart. Or why do they sit that far apart? Or responding with good genes make them sit closer together. I will shoot you with a gun. First off, any kind of critiquing, and I mean critique comment. I don't mean like oh, you're so beautiful, you're so pretty comments. I mean, when a man critiques a woman's body publicly on the internet or at all, bang, 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 you're dead, bang, bang. You know, that's how that makes me feel. Second off, for groups of men to do it so openly together, like kind of brigading TikTok comments and saying things like, why do they sit so far apart? Why did they look like? Why are they? Hey, guess what? Fuck you. Fuck you, okay? How about fuck yourself? Guess what? They're all different. Not a lot of women have identical twins, if you catch my drift. Sisters, not twins. That's what you say about eyebrows too. Sisters, not twins. That's just how it happens, okay? But and for this to be happening so much that it's like actively, I'm seeing multiple videos on my For You page about women responding or, you know, shitty men being like, yeah, why do they look like that? Okay, drop your pants right now. Let me see your balls. Drop your pants right now. Let me see your balls. I'm about to critique the fuck out of them. Anyone actually going onto a woman's TikTok and commenting, why do they sit so far apart? Or why do they look like that? How about you just go ahead and type out, I've never seen a naked woman body. I have never seen a naked woman in my life. I have never sat next to, slept next to, been next to, seen with my own two eyes a naked woman in person, besides the unbelievable amounts of porn I consume, the perfectly curated corn I consume, where everything's perfect all the time. Like, hello, you're outing yourself. You're literally just outing yourself right now. I don't think you understand what you're saying when you say, why do they sit so far apart? Or they're not supposed to look like that. What are they supposed to look like? Go ask your mom. You 25-year-old fucking weirdo. Go ask your mom. What are they supposed to look like, Mom? If you don't fucking... Who gets to decide that? A man? Oh my God. Humans will hate when a woman wears a push-up bra to make them look better. And then they hate when they don't. Oh, well, good genes, they sit closer together. No, babes. That's a push-up bra or fucking plastic surgery. Get the fuck out of here. It makes me so angry. I never in my life have critiqued someone else's body. Never. I have never commented on anything, said anything to anyone with my own fucking mouth, or typed something with my own hands that is a critique of someone else's body that they were born with. The fuck are you on about? I have never gone into a man's comments and been like, why do your biceps look like that? No, yeah, they're like pretty small. Why do they look like that? They're supposed to be bigger. Because it's what's on the inside that counts. And it is so much more worth my time to critique and shit on the way someone thinks and feels and acts. You know? Criticizing someone's body is the lowest of the low. That is just such a sign that you lack an unbelievable amount of critical thinking skills. I can't believe the time and energy some people have to be pieces of shit on the internet. That's what I mean. And I saw with my own fucking two eyes on my own posts on Twitter this week. Fucking defending creator clash. I got these fucking losers. Like, I will never go up to bat for a famous person if that famous person's being a piece of shit. Like, objectively being a piece of shit. And I will never go up to bat for a fucking million. Like, I just don't have the time and I don't have the energy. And it's just really sad when you have moments, experiences where you realize how many people do. How many people do have the time to just get online and go to a girl's TikTok and say, why do they sit so far apart? To get online and go to some queer person's post and comment a bunch of hateful fucking rhetoric and a bunch of hateful shit. And it's like, damn. you're going to be so sad when you die. Like, you're going to be, how can you not? It would just really hurt my soul if I decided to be that type of mean on the internet. And I love being a bitch. I love being mean. And that's something that I have accepted again recently. Like, I tried very hard not to be a mean bitch for the past year. But god damn it, it's fun. Especially when some people fucking deserve it. And of course, I'm not outwardly being a bitch to people. You know, it's more of an inside, like, you know what? I am allowed to critique people. Some people fucking suck. Some people suck. And they will always suck. They will suck until the day they die. And they just don't think that. They think it is worth their time to defend millionaires. They think it is worth their time. Just zero hobbies. And that's a whole other conversation. The lack of hobbies. No one has hobbies these days. Nothing. No one wants to learn anything new. And like, it is a fair argument, a fair rebuttal to that is that a lot of people don't have the time because the system is working you to death, right? The system's beating you into the ground. And that's what, late stage capitalism, you're not meant to have hobbies. You're meant to be a worker who wakes up, goes to work, goes home, eats, goes to bed. Wakes up, go to work, go home, eat, go to bed. Wakes up. That's the purpose for the working class. And it just fucking blows. But it's still important to make that time. And a lot of these motherfuckers are taking that time where they could be learning something new or having hobbies or spending time with people they love. They're spending it on the fucking internet. They're spending it on the internet. They're spending it on Twitter. They're spending that precious, precious time shitting on others. For what? For fucking what? Ugh. It's fucking gross. It's fucking gross. And the bittersweetness of it is like, well, at least I can recognize that. And at least I know that I am not one of those people. Never want to be, never plan to be. Hopefully I can save people from being that. Hopefully some internet junkies are watching and listening to this right now. And they're like, yeah, Jay, I shouldn't be so mean on the internet. Yeah, you fucking shouldn't. You should be nice. And it sucks because, especially right now, I have friends that are stepping off of social media. I have friends that are getting rid of their accounts. They're saying goodbye to social media. And I get it. But social media is being painted in this horrible, horrible light because of Elon Musk, because of the state of a lot of social medias. I think it's very important to keep in mind how vital social media is as a form of communication. And also, a lot of your feeds are what you make them. If you can't stand your Instagram feed anymore, if you can't stand your For You page, bitch, you better start hitting uninterested on every single post. After the election, my Twitter, insufferable. I went in, I hit uninterested on every single political post. I also made a point to interact with my friends. You know how there's a For You page and then a friends tab on almost every social media now? I made a point to interact with my friends tabs more than my For You pages or my following tabs. And like, that's just what you have to fucking do. And I think it is more worth it to put in some effort to make your socials usable again, or even if that means like making a new account. It's more worth it to do that than to completely cut yourself off from those forms of communications and those communities. I have learned about so much from social media. Maybe that's not a good thing. I think it is. Mainstream media, ass these days. Independent media is on the rise because we're in this post-truth era where nothing is the truth anymore. Everything is opinion. So little media is fact-based these days, and it sucks. And I just feel like these online communities are so important right now. Not just mine, but, queer kids in the South who, have to sneak onto their phones for community because they're 100 miles from any kind of queer community they could ever try to be a part of. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think it's really important. It's important to support small artists online. It's important to support small filmmakers online. I think social media is more positive then it is negative. But it's also what you make it, and it's what you surround yourself with, and it's what you consume. Also, social media is not something you should be on 12 hours a day. I see some people's screen time screenshots. Holy shit. Like 9 hours a day. Ugh. That used to be me during like COVID, 12 hours a day screen time. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. I fucking love TikTok, bro. I love TikTok. I fucks with that app so fucking hard. And I know some people are ready for like the next big thing or the next app. I vibe with it. I'm not on it all the time anymore. I consume it at night. I consume it when I want to, and not in like I need to have some TikTok right now, which is how I used to be. I also think it's important to just branch out. You don't have to be part of the big 5 socials. What, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. I don't know the fucking others. I like Substack. Like Substack's fun. I lurk on there, bro. I read and lurk. Read and lurk on Substack, and that's good. That's a great one because it's reading based, which I think is really important. But what I'm trying to say is social media, what you consume is, curated by you. These algorithms are so good now. What you interact with impacts what you see. Every single post you see. So just be smart. And like, I don't want to see these fucking why are they so far apart conversations on TikTok. I'm gonna start hitting uninterested because they're just not worth my fucking time. They're not worth my energy. And now I've spent 15 minutes talking about it. And I'm saying my piece. I'm saying how I feel about social media right now. And it will change. Hopefully. Elon Musk buying Twitter was a big ooh. Yikes. Mike Myers did such a good impression of Elon on SNL. Loved that. I love the cold opens. SNL is kind of hitting it. I haven't seen all of the Lady Gaga episode. I know she performed a new song from new album. I need to listen. Yeah, I think if you are under the mindset that social media sucks, you should try reshaping all of your feeds. And by reshaping, I mean like go into your account and hit uninterested on everything you don't want to see, and then actively search for accounts that make art that you want to see, that accounts that are museum focused, or accounts that are sports focused, or a specific sport focus, or cosplay focus. Something else I wanted to talk about or touch base on, because I'm a really big fan of them right now, is Levi, Corlin, and William. Levi and William. If you don't know who those two are, I'll show you. That's Levi. That's William. I guess you didn't really see William that much. William does the videos where he prepares like a meal, and then Levi tastes it, and then they do like the getting dressed slow-mo videos and stuff. I love them. I followed Levi a while ago because she was pretty big on TikTok, or has been for a while. And then William came on the scene a year ago. I'm not sure what the timeline is like, but I love both. I love that relationship dynamic a lot. And I've never really perused their comments because I don't really want to. I know in the beginning they got a lot more like, wow, he's such a simp, in a derogative way. Okay. Hey, did you know there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a trophy husband in any way, or a trophy boyfriend in any way? And he's not that, William. He cooks. He has his own fucking hobbies, his own fucking interests. And guess what? His main hobby, his main interest, the woman he's in love with. I love seeing that dynamic online because this is one of those things that I just don't think we've ever seen before. At least it's not there. This is the first time a dynamic like that has been mega viral in the way that they have been. I love the way they make content. I love the way they show how they love each other, how they appreciate each other. Like, I just saw a video where William cleaned up Levi's closet. And he was like, she's a really hard worker. She puts a lot of effort into everything, but sometimes she can forget to clean up her messes, and I just want to support her as much as I can, so I'm going to go ahead and clean up her closet a bit for her. Beautiful. Love that so much. And there's also like Levi tasting his food and like being very honest about the food that he makes, and they just show so much love and appreciation for each other in such a mutual, equal way. And if you're thinking like, no, Levi's like the top, no, I don't get those. As a woman, there is so much equality in their relationship, and it doesn't seem that way to others because this is such a rare dynamic that we just don't fucking see every day. But there is, in fact, an unbelievable amount of equality in their relationship. And it's so fucking cool. I remember seeing, what was it? It was like an old Tumblr post that was like, why do girls and women like gay fan fiction so much? And the response was like, they're attracted to the equality within the stories. Because there's so much equalness. There's so much equality when it's two men in the story. Hey, I'm going to beat myself with a fucking brick. Lower your voice. Lower your voice. Yeah, you're right. It is the equality in gay fan fiction that I'm attracted to. 100%. Yeah, both of them care for each other equally. Both of them, same attention. All the time. And that's why I think Levi and William are so attractive. The equality, the partnership. It's not just like a very big spark of love. It's an appreciation for each other and what both of them bring to the table. And you see that in their content. And I also just like Levi as a person and how she's open about her past. And that was the first Substack I subscribed to, was hers. And she has just really good stories about her, her plastic surgery and her experience in the industry, if you catch my drift, and how she feels about all of that today. And I just that it kind of goes back to the vulnerability of women being so beautiful. And I love having these vulnerable, authentic women in the space to look up to, who are, they're going into their 30s. They're kind of over that early 20s hump, and they've gone through all their philosophies, and their mindsets have changed so many times, and now they are much more experienced, and they have such good wisdom to pass on, and such good ideologies, and such good attitudes with everything going on. They have such good fucking attitudes to pass on, and it's so nice. And it's so fucking nice. And again, if there's a woman in your life, how lucky are you? How lucky are you? And that's any woman. Any woman. There is so much pressure on men and women to find romance. And like, oh, if you have a woman in your life, it has to be romantic. Oh, if there's a man in your life, it has to be romantic. No, it doesn't. No, it does not. However, it is difficult for a man to maintain relationships, platonic relationships. It is much more difficult for a man to maintain a platonic relationship with a woman and not fall head over heels, because guess what? Women, fucking awesome. And I know a thing or two about male friends falling in love because I've seen a thing or two. Okay? It fucking blows ass to get caught like a deer in the headlight.
What? You have feelings for me? I thought we were like brother and sister. I thought we were friends. What do you mean? Huh?
Fuck out of here. That's a whole nother reason, like, I've become so reclusive in some aspects of my life, especially with some of the men, where it's like I need to take a step back and appreciate and work on my friendships with women. Because with men, time and time again, it always comes back to, well, I have feelings for you. Or the prolonged looks. Or the, And maybe that's not nice of me to say. But also, I want to say it. I like my friendships with men. I've had so many good friendships with men where I appreciate them. And I like when we do things together platonically, and just so many situations, multiple time and time and again, this thing happened where it's like, okay, well, is this going to be every time? Can I not have like a sufficient long-term friendship with a man? That blows. Because I do have hobbies that lots of men have. I appreciate things that men appreciate. But also women appreciate too. Holy shit. There's so many women in my life play video games. Like, video games are so non-gender specific nowadays. Love that. Love that. Also, if you're a guy in my life and we're friends, I still appreciate you. I'm not trying to make things weird, I'm not a man. The worst thing is when a man comes between two women. Ugh. That's the fucking worst. That an angel loses its wings when a man comes between two women. Actually, a bunch of angels just get shot in the fucking temple. And you know what? Sometimes it happens. And it's happened to me before. And time again, the women come back into my life. And they say, hey, sorry about that. Hey, yeah, you were right. It's like, girl, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Proud of you for coming back. Proud of you for getting out. I've gotten so off track. I'm literally just yapping. I'm talking out of my booty hole right now. I had pretzel bites at the movie theater last night. Fuck, they were good. I love pretzel bites so fucking much. I love activity-based hangouts so much. Last week, I went over to one of my friend's house, my friend Brittany's house, and we watched a movie. We watched that Cole Sprouse, Lisa Frankenstein movie. Very cute little movie. Forgot it came out. We watched it. It was nice. We also made bracelets. She fucking had wire and beads for us to make bracelets. It was so cute. And that's the shit. I feel so grateful for that now because those are the kind of hangouts I just didn't have growing up. Guess what? When you're like the only kid in the friend group with divorced parents and you're not home on the weekends or, you're not at one house on the weekends, you're at the other house, you miss out on that fucking shit. You miss out on the sleepovers. You miss out on the bracelet making. And also if you just like don't have the hobbies that the people you're trying desperately to be friends with have, then it's like, oh, I'm missing out on why am I doing so much alone? Oh, it's because I'm like trying to be friends with people that don't align with me. Anyways, that's a whole can of worms I don't want to open right now. Anyways, we fucking made bracelets and it was so fun. We watched a movie, we ate popcorn, and I love that. I love hanging out with my friends without substances, with an activity to do. I think the next activity we're going to do is going to be magnets, clay magnets. When you fuck with clay magnets, I think that would be really, really fun. Magnets, I love baking with friends, so fun. But bowling, I want to go bowling. I think bowling is one of my favorite outside activities right now. When you roller skate for like 10 years straight, roller skating is just not as fun when you're older. Like when you know how to do it perfectly, like me, it's just not as fun, after 10 years of doing it. And you know what else? Oh, I don't really like. I've been axe throwing twice. That is one of the most boring activities. I don't. And one of my mutuals, Joyce, Joyce, she's so cute. She's into knife throwing right now, which seems a little more cool. But just axe throwing with a group of people and trying to make it entertaining for more than 15 minutes, difficult. And I think it's kind of strange that these axe throwing places, another aspect of the night is supposed to be like drinking, like having a pitcher of beer or something. I'm not going to touch alcohol when I'm handling axes. I've never drank while axe throwing, but I just don't feel like being tipsy would make it any more fun. Also, I once did one of those places where it's golf, but you hit the ball at a screen. and you can golf at like any golf course in the world. That shit also boring as fuck. Oh, you know what I'm getting into? Poker. I'm gonna be a poker player. I'm learning poker. Really fun, except a lot of casinos around me don't have poker rooms anymore. A lot of them got rid of their poker rooms during COVID. Isn't that whack? Isn't that whack as hell? I gotta work on my blackjack skills. But yeah, poker. I'm gonna be a poker player by the end of the year. I'm gonna be going to big tournaments and shit, winning hella money. I have no poker face whatsoever. I'm actually a horrible liar, and I mean, I would be at the table if I actually went to a casino and played poker. I'd probably drop my chips. I had a baby dream last night, and if you're not a woman, you might not understand what that means, but a baby dream basically is a dream that's like a term women use when they have a dream about having a baby, or like they're, usually women who are not mothers have a dream where they are a mother, whether that's like they give birth and then they have a baby, or it's like they have a toddler. Usually when I have a baby dream, it's like toddler or younger. I had a baby dream last night, and in the baby dream, I knew I had had a baby like the day before. It was like the day after I gave birth. And someone else in my family was like, I never saw the baby, was taking care of the baby. I knew in the dream the baby existed and it was mine, but I never saw it. And I knew it was a girl because I kept saying she and her when talking about the baby or thinking about the baby. But a lot of women will be like, oh, I had the baby dream last night. And it's really depressing because when you wake up from the baby dream, a lot of women will feel very sad. Like it affects your entire day. Like, oh my God, I had a baby dream. I'm going to be thinking about this the entire day. I literally gave birth, got to know a child in a fucking dream. Like that connection was made in a dream. And then I fucking woke up. And now that baby's not here. A lot of women will feel empty when they wake up from a baby dream. I do not. Baby dreams really, really scare me. I do not plan on having children. I don't feel a lot of maternal instincts. I don't feel like I would be a good mom at all. And that's not, I don't mean that in like any political way. I just mean personally. I don't think I'm meant to be a mother. And that's okay. It's just not in my plan. And so when I have baby dreams, they freak me the fuck out. And last night it was funny because I didn't even meet the kid in the dream. But in the dream, I kept thinking to myself, this wasn't part of the plan. I literally, in my dream, was like, oh, if I ever got pregnant, I had a plan for taking care of that. And the going full term was not the plan. You know what I mean? And so I woke up, and sometimes you wake up from those kind of dreams and it's like, do I have a baby? Where's the crib? Do I literally have a baby? And I think dreams are so interesting. I have super philosophical dreams. I dream in first person. I dream in third person. I dream movies. I dream dreams in time gone by. I dream dreams that I know have meaning. I dreamed, oh, this is a freaky one. I had a dream the week before my childhood cat died. Oh, this is so weird. And my mom and I set up the timeline. So my childhood cat had a stroke, and then she kind of like lasted one more week, then she passed. Well, I didn't know she had a stroke because she lived with my mom until like 2 days after, just because they were like monitoring her and they didn't know how, if she was going to get better at all. Anyways, when my mom called me to tell me, I was like, holy shit, no way. I had a dream about her 2 nights ago. And in the dream, my childhood cat and I went to New York, which is my dream city. I want to live there. We went to New York, and as soon as we got to New York, I lost her. And in the dream, I was running all over this crappy part of the city, yelling for her, screaming for her. I couldn't find her. And I had watched her like run away in the dream. And I remember waking up and thinking, man, first off, I never dream about my childhood cat. That's just not, haven't seen her in years. It's just I don't dream about, and I had a very strange dream about her. And then my mom called me and was like, she had the stroke Wednesday night. And I was like, that's insane. That is insane timing. And then she passed a few days later. And that has happened before with childhood pets. We had dogs growing up, and we had a dog, a boxer that we had to put down when we were moving between houses because she had some tumors and she was old enough. She just wasn't going to make the move. And we ended up putting her down the day before we moved houses. And when we got to this new house, the first night we slept there, I dreamt that she was in the house with us as a ghost. In my dream, she was a ghost, going through the kitchen, ghost dog going through the kitchen. And that could definitely just be my subconscious really, really hoping that she's there with us in that house. But it was also just very nice to have a visual in my brain of that dog in that house with us. And it's just so interesting. Dreams are so interesting. When my grandmother died this past fall, I waited. I was very sad because I expected to see her in my dreams quickly, and I didn't. But now I dream about her. But that was something that I was very hopeful for, that I would see her in my dreams right off the bat. And I didn't. But I do now, which is nice. I dream about her pretty often. I think dreams are so powerful. I don't keep a dream journal. I have lots of memories from dreams. I have a really, really good memory. And I can remember a lot of different scenes and scenarios from dreams, dreams from when I was a kid. Nightmares I used to have, I remember them so vividly. And now it's nice, something, you kind of cut back on substances. You start to dream more. And I knew it was time to cut back because I wasn't having my awesome cinematic crazy dreams. And now I am. I'm starting to have them again. And it's awesome. Except when it's a fucking baby nightmare. Fuck baby dreams. Fucking hate baby dreams. Do you have crazy dreams? What kind of crazy dreams do you have? Maybe you don't. It's crazy. So I know so many people that are like, I don't dream at all, or I don't remember my dreams. I will dream, but I never remember them in the morning. I wake up with I could do a Rotten Tomatoes review on my dream. I could start letterboxing my dreams if I wanted to. I should start writing them down. And I could lucid dream a bit when I was younger because I actively tried to. I would do that thing in my lucid dreams where I look at the clock, look away, look back. And if the time had drastically changed, I knew I was dreaming. Immediately start flying. Immediately I would start flying in my fucking dreams. Oh, that was so fun. Lucid dreaming. I would love to do that again. Ooh, I wish I dreamed about the Beatles more. I remember all of my Beatle dreams. I have dreamt about the Beatles, each one of them individually. And I remember one time I had a dream. I had just started playing the ukulele, and I started playing the ukulele because of George Harrison. He was a big ukulele guy. I started playing it around middle school. I had a dream about him, and he was a gardener. George Harrison loved to garden. He had big gardens at his house. And I had a dream where we were walking through his gardens, and we were trimming trees. We were actively working in the garden. And in the dream, I asked him, why are we doing this? And he just kept responding with, because we have to. We have to do this. And that was it, very short. Then I woke up. That's a very memorable one. I think that's going to do it for this Monday Yap Sesh. This podcast, that's not a podcast. It's not. But if you want to hear more of my not a podcast, but kind of a podcast, you should subscribe to this channel because it's the only place I'm putting this. I have some people in my TikTok comments yelling at me to put this on Spotify. I'm not sure how to do that, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, thank you for listening or watching or whatever. I appreciate it. If there's anything you want to hear me talk about, you should let me know down below. Don't forget to use code J for 10% off your Gamer Subs cart. Drop that link below as well. Check out all my other socials, especially my Discord server. Discord server, pretty darn active. Love it there. Would love to have you in there. That's going to be all for me. Thank you for watching. Bye!